forces are under attack.
Should you become a nuisance, I'll kill you myself.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War. It's remastered. Today on Pantheon, it's going to be Speed, it's going to be Larva, it's going to be a TVZ, red versus blue. Top left, it is our red Zerg player. It is Larva. Bottom right, it is Speed, otherwise known as Hero sometimes, otherwise known as Sexy, sometimes as 10minFlash. But I think he is Speed now. So, a TVZ here on Pantheon, a great map for TVZs, man. Speed likes to go mech sometimes. He is excellent at, well, I hesitate to call it SK Terran because he likes tanks. But hey, he likes drops as well, which I do approve of when you go SK Terran against a high-level player here like Larva. He doesn't know it's Larva. It's just a barcode player here. But gonna wall off here with a supply depot and then a barracks based on this SCV timing. Yes, indeed. And it looks like it's gonna be, I'm gonna say hatch first on this giant 4-player map here from Larva. Hit the like button if you're excited to see a ZVT here today for your Saturday. Good stuff as always from RJB. Excellent provider of replays, excellent caster in his own right over at youtube.com/@RJB_TV. And yes, I'm still streaming 6 times a week here on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm thinking about streaming on Twitch only to see if I can get that viewer count up to 75, right? I was streaming earlier today. We had 50 plus, like 55 viewers on YouTube and 55 viewers on Twitch. And if you add them together, that is more than 75 viewers. So hatch first here at 11. 75 viewers is the threshold for a partnership. Not an affiliate ship like I am now, but a partnership with Twitch. Just means that I get a larger slice of the pie and get promoted and stuff by Twitch. So, we'll have to see. I'm still thinking about it. Overlord scouting the wrong way here. Drone scouting the wrong way. But hey, cross-spawn scouting is not very common. We got a pool and then an extractor here. And maybe an early third base? After this 1 Rax expansion, this SCV is scouting, and I think after fully walling off here, this SCV will throw down a command center. But hey, the pool is not done. You do not need to hard wall here, but it's not a hard wall because you can slip through here, but Marine is guarding it. And this drone says, can we get through? Can we get through? No. No, we cannot. But hey, now we know where the Terran player is, and that signifies it's going to be a 1 Rax expand. So, maybe an early third here. 100 gas immediately into lair from Larva. And this drone is just coming back home. Not going to do an early third. We will see. We will see when the third base will show up here from Larva. Just a 2-hatch Muta opening here. Based on this timing, expansion being done by that SCV that I was talking about earlier. We've got some gas here. We've got an academy coming up. Why can I not select things? There we go. Academy is coming up. Everything's good, man. We got a lair on the way. We've got Mutalisks on the way. Metabolic boost on the way. And 3 Marines on a magical mystery tour that hopefully does not end in them dead. But we are super far from home here. Maybe he's trying to make Larva panic and throw down a creep colony, but it did not work. No creep colony here from Larva. And let's see where the Spire is going to show up. 200 minerals, and come on, man, where is it? Oh, a macro hatch before. Okay, so there we go. We got a Spire coming up at 4 minutes and 10 seconds and a macro hatch. So delaying the Spire just a little bit to get down another macro hatch here, just so we can have 9 Mutalisks being popped when the Spire finishes instead of 6. A nice commitment here to Mutalisks. This SCV says, not a third hatch down here. Interesting. So that basically means a lot of Mutalisks are on the way here, a lot of mutts. So we've got Stim on the way. We've got range after that. We've got an engineering bay planned, a barracks. We've got missile turrets after the Spire is finished, and Mutalisks are on the way here. We've got a second gas being harvested by Larva. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of Mutalisks. I'm going to say +1. +1 attack for these Mutalisks, and then a third base as soon as the Mutalisks are out and can protect it by just harassing these Marines enough that they cannot get over to where the third base is being constructed. Or, what's the word for it here? It's mutated. I guess the drone is mutating into a hatchery. So that's the word we should be using here in StarCraft. We should use the correct terminology they came up with for StarCraft back in 1997 and 1998 when they were deciding this kind of stuff. I don't know. Maybe they decided this stuff earlier. Maybe one of the first things they looked at when they were building StarCraft was like, what do we call it when Zerg buildings are being produced? And they're like, mutated, obviously. And that was like early 1995 or something. Anyway, hey, look, it's a +1 flyer attack. Hey, look, it is 7 Mutalisks. It's not 9, but we're, you know, working on getting that gas. There's 8. We did need to get the the attack upgrade, which means we needed to spend some gas on that. Also, we're supply blocked. Which kind of sucks for Larva here, man. Are we seriously supply? We are. We're seriously supply blocked. That's gonna... Oh, that sucks, dude. You were gonna have 9 Mutos out, but you didn't actually have enough Overlords to make it happen. Drone comes in, says, yep, we're gonna third base now that the Mutos are out. Where did that SCV go? And why is it not here to scout that's happening? Ah! Yep, see, the Marines are like, all right, we know where that third base is. We're gonna go check it. We don't have ComSat or anything, but we definitely know what's going on. These Mutos trying to find some damage. Stacking through here. 1 volley, 2 volley, 3 volley, 4 volley is too much for a turret. You're taking too many hits. 2 volley is the ideal position to be in, or 1 volley if you can get that many Mutos with that good upgrades. It's going to be a lot. Parked on top of the barracks is a problem. Oh, you could actually maybe deal with those Marines. But heading up, ooh, cross attack. Going after where there are Sunkens. Dude, come over here. This is the second game recently I've cast where the Terran player could have gone after the third base, but instead decides to attack the base that actually has units at it and Sunkens coming up. I don't understand the decision making. Like, sure, maybe you won't make it down here. Maybe the enemy will kill you before then, but they'll kill you if you come here anyway. If you're going to take a risk, I guess maybe he's trying to force Sunkens up here at the natural without losing too many Marines, because it seems like he's going home for now. Lurker aspects on the way. Queen's Nest. Here it is. Larva. Larva recognizing the importance of going hive at about 9 minutes. Big, big, big fan of this stuff from a Zerg perspective, right? The number of games where Zergs try to skip hive until like the 15 or 18 minute mark really makes me mad. Ah, there we go. Busting in the front. This is actually pretty bad. Several Marines died. A couple medics went down there. This entire supply depot might die. Speed says, well, what if we busted your front? How's that sound? You don't have any lurkers over here. You only have 2 Sunkens. That seems utterly bustable. Oh, he's not even going to try it. There's only 2 Sunkens. No lurkers. The Mutas are coming home, though. He knows. He knows Daddy's mad, and he's coming home. He almost has a +1 flyer attack, too. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, though. Hive is on the way at 8 minutes. Who needs a 9-minute hive? You can start this thing at 8 minutes if you're Larva. Absolutely, positively, unquestionably so. Third base coming down that left side. As we mentioned earlier, nothing destroying it. Nothing causing problems. We're going to stack a lurker or 2 down here. And the Marines are not really in a position to do anything about it. They're not really there. We got a starport upgrade, and by that I mean a starport is under production here. Muta's getting picked off one by one by one by one. Factory hanging out that top right. And so far, yeah, I think the Mutas have done their job. They haven't killed that many SCVs. They haven't really delayed much by way of what Speed's trying to do here, but they have kind of kept the Marines out of the middle of the map afraid. Kept them from attacking anywhere in particular, and buying time for the hive to finish. Good glaive worms. This is really beautiful high-level Muta stacking. It's Larva, though. What are we talking about? Getting some nice splash. Nice bounce, right? On a couple of ye old supply depots. That one's literally on fire. He's just finding Marines. He's not killing SCVs today. He's really just picking off smaller groups of Marines that he can find that are coming to respond to him, and they are in too small of a number. And he's got that +1 attack. So excellent stuff here from Larva. Speed's in trouble. Yeah, the hive is done. Let's get a quick scan off. He sees that. He sees that a Defiler round's about halfway complete. Really, really worried about this. So what are we going to do? We're going to get drops? You can't just go science vessels, man. I really don't feel like against Larva you can get science vessels and call it a day. I think you need drop ships. I think you need to start adding tanks into this comp if you can. Keep making Marines, right? Keep making medics and fire bats and stuff, but add some tanks into the composition. Adrenal's coming in here too. But if he doesn't do any of that stuff, no tanks and no drop ships, from this point on, I do not like his chances. I really don't like Speed's chances here. His third base is here. The lurkers? You could send one lurker down and shut this down now. Or just, you know, send a handful of lings in to do it too. That's totally fine. Canceled, canceled, and canceled. It is. Muta's going after another supply depot. Will this supply block Speed? No. Killing an SCV and delaying a supply depot, that hurts a little bit more, I would believe. Any sign of a fourth base? I think the map control pretty much belongs here. Oh, radiate. Amazing. Well, actually, I take that back. Pretty okay split. Like an average split. Maybe C grade on that one. Did I tell you that my kid's school, my kid's in junior high, and his junior high a couple years ago changed their grading scale? So a 75% and above is an A. And it's like, dude, what are you talking about? So now my kid's telling me that his teacher's really freaking out because he's getting the worst test scores in the history of teaching math in his class he's gotten in like 20 years. And it's like, well, yeah, you lowered the threshold for competence and the students appropriately went down with it. Like, come on. And I mean, it's not entirely the student's fault. I do think parents have a lot to do with student aptitude and student success in the education system. So I don't know if these parents are just completely falling down on the job or what. But I do think part of it has to do with lowering the standard to 75% is an A. It makes me sick. I mean, my kid's got an A in that class, and by that I mean a 99% because he works hard, and I'm, you know, got parents that make him work hard. And he's a smart kid anyway. I mean, it's just there's a lot that goes into it, right? Genetics plays a big part of it for sure. Not everyone can succeed at a high level in education, I don't think. Everyone's going to hit a wall at some point where they stop being able to really succeed. Free Defiler? Nope, Dark Swarm. That is a little rant for another day, though. Okay, Dark Swarm mostly to keep the guy alive here. Mostly to keep our Defiler alive. He consumes. Plague's almost done. He can feel it in his bones. A little Dark Storm lurker out in the front door of the natural base of Speed 2. He does have Fire Bats, so that's one part of this equation. Fire Bats, yes. Tanks, no. He's floating his factory. He's not making tanks. Where is his factory? I don't know where he even went. It's right here. Yeah, no tanks. This floating factory tells you everything you need to know about that. Good irradiate on every single lurker there. Wow. Look, irradiates are good. They are. But my goodness, I need you to do something besides this. Besides Marines and medics. Oh, lurker's getting a few SCVs there. Dark Swarm right here, man. Bap! Lurker's in. And, whoa! Where'd that lurker, did that lurker get landed on? Is he inside the science vessel? Who knows? This base is utterly shut down, though. Trying to counterattack into... Are there lurkers here? Are there honestly 0 lurkers here? How? Oh, boy. There's a nice giant plague up on these dudes. Now the mutas are here. Then the cracklings are here. Everybody dies. Cool. Who needs lurkers at the point of attack? Let's clear this out with plague, mutas, everything else. Lings especially, an Ultraless Cavern is on the way here, and Speed just doesn't believe in drops in this game. He doesn't think he needs them. He's trying to get a new third base down this way, but Larva's bullying this kid right now. Free Defiler is free, though. That's a win. Lurker's gonna take a couple dudes with him. No, actually, good control there by Speed. That said, fourth base is popping now. Burrow's on the way. Metasynaptic Node is on the way. Ultraless Cavern popping very soon. Is this the one? Is this the... No, that's a hatchery. Is this the one? That's the Ultraless Cavern. Let's rock. Okay, third base. New third base in a lot of trouble. There's no defense at it at all. Come on, Speed. You want to do well in SSL 2? You can't play like this against Larva. You got to be able to beat someone around Larva's level if you're going to succeed in SSL 2, which hopefully should be coming soon. Oh, man. Ling's into this base, too. Yeah, Speed's done. We're at 14 minutes. I'm willing to call it GG here, to be honest with you. At 14:39, there's no sign of drops. There's no sign of siege tanks. There's no sign of getting a third base, for that matter, for Speed. which I didn't even mention as being an important part of winning this game, but it is. Oh, Science Vessel's dying too. I mean, yes, they're radiating defilers and they're irradiating lurkers, and you know, they're attacking buildings. They're going into the Dark Swarm against cracklings, which is not the greatest move ever. But drag them outside and you're going to have a good time with that. Another irradiate, but can't get in. So this base, still not happening. This base, still not happening. This Zergling has 7 kills, sure. I'm going to pretend every one of those is an SCV. 43 to 40 workers now in favor of a Larva. He's got all the tools. He's got every tool he needs to win this game. That's it, period. Maybe drops. I don't feel like drops are necessary for a Zerg player to win a game like this. But, you know, it helps. I don't think it's a bad thing to do. Not as important as it would be for speed, for example, to do something to get out of the position he's in. He's in a bad position. There somehow are no lurkers down here. Here we go. Lurker waddling in. Cracklings, lurkers. Yeah. Burrow it in. There it is. Finish him off. There we go. All right. Well, also, that Science Vessel just saw its entire life pass before its eyes. Oh my gosh. Yo. But free Science Vessels are definitely free. If they're not near anti-air, they're free. Free medic. Oh, a couple fire bats over here mean you can't just Dark Swarm this and own the base anymore, so that's good. We got fire bats and the mix. That's one of the things I said we needed to get here. This base still, there you go. Finally, the 4th base comes back. The 3rd base has landed too. Lings jumping on in. I don't care if they're fire bats, they say, but that was probably a mistake. There are definitely fire bats. They definitely have 2-2 upgrades. The Lings have Adrenal and 1-1. I'm not sure if they had 3-3 would make much of a difference here. Yeah, fire bats in the middle of the map. Oh gosh. Science Vessels actually intelligently retreated that point. Saw the Scourge immediately. Retreated from that spot. This guy doing a bit of a jig here. And finally finding his place in the world. That is pathing in a nutshell for you. Did this base get lifted off again? More Lings made their way down here. I think these 5 Lings can kill these 3 Marines and this medic. With Adrenal, with 1-1, absolutely. 2-2's coming in. We're scrapping. Speed's doing his ever-loving best right now. I believe it. He is doing so well. But I just don't think he's doing enough. I like how these Lings made a run by of those Marines. Like that was ever going to work. Nice play, catching every Science Vessel. Factory continuing to float, continuing to be an ever-present reminder we are not seeing siege tanks in this game. Absolutely not even once, will we? That said, Larva hasn't expanded for a whole minute. He's only got 54 workers instead of, 65 where he wants to be. 7 Ultras are at the, in production at a time, though, so that's a bit of an issue. Yeah, this little fire bat attack. Man, an Ultralisk is going to pop out with one of these eggs, isn't it? Yep. Drones evac in for now. Hatchery getting target fired. And Ultralisk pops out. Not in time to save the hatch, though. Okay. All right. Good positioning here by Speed. I kind of love that. Trying to bust in the front of the natural again. But Ultras are hacking everybody to pieces here. So that's not happening. But, hey, man, he killed the 4th base. Speed is doing some good stuff. I think more Larva is being a little lackadaisical with defense over at this base. I don't know why he didn't have fire bats over here. Sorry, lurkers over here. I don't know why he didn't have a defiler ready to go to plague there either. He just kind of allowed these guys to walk in and take down the hatchery without too much trouble. Ultras on the run out across the map, irradiated, but having so much fun. Yeah, killed his own buddies there, absolutely. Just getting... There you go, just getting some kills. There's a bunker over here. This Ultralisk having a good time. Where did the defense go down here? There are a couple bunkers. Man, Ultras irradiated inside your mineral line. No, they retreat from the mineral line position. D-Matrix comes up on a Marine and says, come get me, bro. And then they do. And he's still alive. He's still alive. Muta's finding the irradiated, well, the plagued Science Vessels here. Could he get it? Maybe a little bit. Not too bad. Battle cruisers on the way. All right, man, here goes nothing. He's decided, all right, Zerg has everything you'd ever want and ever need. I'm going to make battle cruisers. That's going to help. Maybe they will. All right? Maybe they will. Yes. Ah, Firebat dies for no purpose whatsoever. Ling's trying to jump on top of that bunker. No. Good. Finally, a Dark Swarm on this side of the map. I feel like Larva's been waiting for a while. By the way, did you notice that speed expanded to the top right here while all this chaos is happening? He sure did. He sure has almost 5 bases now. So maybe you don't need drops, and maybe you don't need tanks, as long as you have more bases than the Zerg player, and as long as the Zerg player is not getting Dark Swarm Ultralisk attacks over at your bases on this side of the map, because that's where everything dies. We know that. Muta tried to pick off... Oh, man, how'd that Plague Science Vessel survive that? I don't know. Bunker. Oh, there's a Dark Swarm Ultra attack at the 4th. I think this is the 4th. Sure, we'll call it that. It's had a pretty troubled history. Ultra pops out of the Dark Swarm, immediately dies. Needed a Dark Swarm maybe here-ish rather than right here. The placement, kind of a big deal. The Irradiates are doing some good work. I gotta admit, they really are putting in some work here. That was a previously irradiated Ultralisk without a doubt. This bunker's gonna die because there are no Firebats in it. Everybody just retreats from the position. The Lings leave the Dark Swarm and immediately explode. There's that second Dark Swarm I was talking about. That's where this bunker's going to die. That's where these SCVs are all going to die. And finally, Larva gets a 5th base on the left side, mind you. Just got to point that out real quick. Oh, Dark Swarm. SCVs, run! SCVs, stop working, man. It's not worth your life. These Lings have 2-2 and Adrenal. They're dying. Not as fast as maybe you'd be worried about, but Scourge coming across, getting smacked around. There's a new bunker at the 3rd base. Science Vessel count, fairly hefty, I got to say. That's one way to win this thing, too, is have a hajillion Science Vessels and don't lose many of them. So far, Speed is doing like his hero, Flash. He's got 4 Science Vessels. He's making a lot of Firebats. Tricky the number of Firebats you have to make to deal with the Lings. Well, that's exactly right. But they're really bad against Ultralisks, so that's an issue. Battle Cruisers are engaging with the bulk of the army here. That's nice to see from Speed. He didn't just send them off on their own. They do one-shot Zerglings. They do big chunks of damage against the Ultralisks with all that armor. But hey, when you're doing 25 damage per shot, the Ultralisk's armor setup of, what are they at here? 5 is only negating 5 of that. So big 20 damage swings this base in a lot of trouble. Counter-attacking into the 4th base of Speed. I'm not sure that Larva knows about this top right base. Pretty sure he would have sent something up here if he'd known about it, and he hasn't. So he's keeping an eye on this, but he's not keeping an eye on the top right spawn, strangely enough. That Firebat count is hefty. That is a really hefty Firebat count, like to the point that you could maybe send 1 Ultralisk in there and win. I guess there are 4 Marines inside that bunker and a couple outside too, so maybe not. Maybe 2 Ultralisks, and you win. This battle cruiser is 8 kills. His friend died. I imagine Scourge came through and wiped him out. If you time it right, both these Scourge can hit this thing, or just these guys can show up. That works too. You are committing about 200 gas in Scourge to kill a full HP battle cruiser, which maybe you're not attacking a full HP battle cruiser. Maybe it's one that's already injured like that one was, so it's fewer. Hey, look who found this base. Larva checked to the top right, and bingo. It's a jackpot. 102 to 112 supply. It's a scrappy game for sure. But the 4th base is alive for the Zerg player Larva, and man, this 4th base of Speed is just not adequately defended anymore. It had a nice couple bunker setup earlier, but goodbye all of the SCVs. Production tab is hefty for the Zerg and almost nothing for the Terran at the moment. Nobody's maxed out. Nobody's production tab is empty because they're maxed out. I can promise you that. We're at 114, 108 supply right now. Dude, a Dark Swarm up here would be good. Busting into this 4th base. He's had the most success in the 4th base. Let's just say that. Because it's the truth. Drones evacing out. I think this hatch is going to die again. Where are the Defilers? Well, I don't know that Larva has enough of the economy to actually afford Defilers right now. He's only got 39 drones. His 4th base died again. He's trying to... No, he's trying to... What is this, Larva? What are you sending in individual Lings for? To try to deal with this many Marines. There's a plague on him. but not a Dark Swarm. The Scourge pop out, get obliterated. These Marines are crushing. That Ultralisk does come in and distract them long enough for the Lings to come in the backside, cause some issues. That Medic is taking irradiate damage and Tusk damage on these Ultralisks. Kaiser Blades, rather, not even Tusks. Boxer maneuver, but there's a burrow, but there's a scan coming. And there it is. I like how it forces units to unburrow when they're attacked. It's like, we know you're down there. Come out for more. What is this group of slow Hydralisks supposed to be doing, and why are they move commanding in here? What is this? What is this? They don't have any attack. Why are there random Hydralisks trying to accomplish something? He's just using what he can to try to take down this right side 3 o'clock base for speed. The repair on the bunker is intense right now. It gets the bunker. One of the Ultralisks dies. The other one's taking a lot of damage here too, though. More SCVs getting murdered. It's 22 words. This base is completely dead. We knew that was happening. Speed! Speed! Are you maybe winning this thing? Holy Hannah! I like it. I like what Speed's doing. He's being aggressive. He's being everywhere. He's using Science Vessels to irradiate consistently here. And the economy is at 14 workers for Larva. Man, I don't see this, Larva. I don't see this any one bit. Love the... There you go. Bunker down, reinforcing units coming, and Ultra coming from the other side. This base, it needs to be lifted off, but there are Hydralisks here. SCVs running for their lives. No splash damage on the Ultras like you do have in StarCraft 2. So they can run away from that position. They would have all died. Look at the Science Vessel count. It's really not bad, considering how aggressive everything's been here today. Bottom left third base is going to die, and that's a GG Larva. Tapping out. Speed gets the win. Okay, he's going to keep murdering stuff, so we're going to pause it here, but yo! Scrappy, scrappy, scrappy game. 23 SCVs and 91 supply at the end of the game. He's mining here, and that's about it. That's it. He doesn't have any other mining going on. This is a disaster area. He's got exactly 8 SCVs mining from this fourth base. The top right base has like 8 SCVs coming in here too. The mining will start here shortly, but 68 minerals into the bank, and that is it. But he aggressively went after these bases. This fourth base died a couple times. Larva never really got up to the 65 worker count that he needed to be invincible here. The battle cruisers further drained the resources out of Larva's bank, prevented him from getting up to that count, prevented him from having enough defilers to actually do this thing, and the Science Vessel count remained okay. It remained all right today. He didn't have 16 Science Vessels like Flash would have at this stage of the game, but the man did have 7. 7's a pretty good number. And yeah, I mean, they're hitting Ultras, they're hitting Defilers. This Ultralisk has been irradiated at least once now, and good stuff. Good stuff from Speed. Terran getting a win. He didn't make tanks. He didn't use drops at all like I wanted him to do, but he did make Firebats. And I think he was aggressive and assertive enough to get down here, take these 2 bases out. And this base, mind you. So 3 total bases get murdered. If you kill 3 bases from a Zerg player in 26 minutes, you're probably gonna win. Woo! What an incredible display, man. That was absolutely incredible stuff there. That was one heck of a game by Speed. What a great game that was. Thanks for the game, RJB. Just amazing stuff. Hit that like button if you enjoyed that game, man. Excellent job there, Speed. Yo, taking down Larva. Big time. 415 APM for him, too. He plays fast. 195 to 197,000 points in favor of the Zerg. Let's see. Got out produced by the Zerg player, but out killed by a wider margin by close numbers. 14 to 12 buildings razed. Total spent. At the end of the day here, the outspend by the Zerg in 26 minutes was honestly probably enough. Probably not too bad. Anyway, that was good. That was really good. So that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.